Hey there and welcome to today's episode, and today let's make some delicious and soft mandazis using only these simple ingredients. And from this side I have 2 cups of self-raising flour. This is water, this is salt, some sugar and some oil, and this is not part of the recipe, but this are another half cup of self-raising flour that I'm going to be using to knead the dough. So for mandazi, you can either use all-purpose flour, then add some baking powder, or you can either use yeast, or you can also use self-raising flour that already has some raising agents in it. Yeah, that's why I'm going to be using self-raising flour. So I'm going to add in some sugar, and the amount of sugar that you add in your recipe totally depends on how much of a sweet tooth you are. If you like too much sugar, add more sugar. If you do not like, reduce the amount of sugar. So I'm going to add roughly about 2.5 tablespoons of sugar, and for the salt I'm going to add in just about a pinch. That's about half a teaspoon of sugar, and then I'm going to mix them well. Also, we are going to be making somehow the basic type of mandazi because I do not have cardamom and I do not have milk in the house. That's why I'm keeping it simple today. But simple doesn't mean it is boring or it doesn't have taste. So I'm going to mix this well. Then I'm going to add in my water. Then I'm going to use my mwiko and blend everything together. So at this point, I'm going to transfer my dough onto the countertop and continue kneading for about 8 to 10 minutes. So at this point, I've been kneading for about 3.5 to 4 minutes, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. So finally, I can feel that my dough is ready, and you see my hands are very clean at this point. So I'm going to add some oil onto my tin, and then I'm going to apply on both sides, and I'll let this rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. So this is about half an hour later, and as you can see, our dough is softer, and yeah, so I'm going to knead it for about half a minute, then we can proceed with the other process. And on the other side I have my oil that is heating up. This feels okay, so I'm going to divide it into roughly equal parts. So I'm also going to dust this na nitaekelea my pieces of dough right here before I start frying them. I'm also going to use a little bit of this to dust here, but make sure you do not use a lot because we do not want to make our dough more tough. So the thickness totally depends on how thick or how thin you want your pieces of mandazis to be. So I'm going to roll just a regular So this is where I'm going to put my mandazis, and I'm going to line it with a serviette. If you have a kitchen towel, the better. And I'm going to test if my oil is hot, and I can see that it's the right temperature. So I'm going to dip in my mandazis, making sure that I do not overcrowd the pan, because I do not want to drop the temperature of the cooking oil. By now you can already tell that this is always my favorite part of the